This is true that AJ has gone out to train with Alexander Usyk's team. So I don't know if that means Alexander Usyk per se, but Alexander Usyk's team. I have no issues with that at all. Some people might sort of throw out the phrase, if you can't beat them, join them. AJ's always kind of done that. A lot of fighters do this as well, by the way, but when it's AJ, it's big noise. A lot of fighters go to camps and spend a couple of weeks in a camp. Like, most fighters do it, in fact. They'll go to a camp, spend a couple of weeks, Obviously, it looks a bit different because AJ Usyk, but most fighters do that. I mean, there's no problem sort of soaking up knowledge and seeing how people do things. Like, why would you not want to see how one of the greatest heavyweights in the world trains and what he's doing over there? You'd want to see it. I don't know if it means AJ's going to jump ship and be trained by Alexander Usyk's team. I doubt that very much. But I don't see the...
Camp insiders reveal that Joshua's team has assembled a highly selective sparring group, Southpaws, to mimic Jake Paul's tricky footwork, and lighter yet fast heavyweight partners to simulate Paul's speed and movement. The sparring sessions emphasize short, high-tempo rounds, conditioning Joshua's body to handle quick in-and-out exchanges and recover rapidly between bursts. Coaches reportedly rotate sparring partners, so Joshua experiences a full catalog of styles, awkward movers, fast punchers, and clinch-heavy fighters. This level of variety is important when preparing for someone like Jake Paul, who mixes basic boxing fundamentals with unconventional movement patterns. On the other side, Jake Paul's preparation for the showdown with Anthony Joshua has become one of the most talked about subjects in boxing commentary, and mainly because of surprising decisions he's making behind the scenes. Reports suggest that Paul has brought in trainer Don Charles, best known for his work with Daniel Dubois. This move immediately raised eyebrows because Dubois, a powerful heavyweight trained by Charles, holds a knockout victory over Anthony Joshua. Analysts believe Paul might be leaning into the symbolism and strategy behind working with a trainer connected to an AJ knockout. Wade, a boxing analyst, adds that Paul may even reach out to Ben Davison, another well-known coach. Davison once trained Joshua, but their partnership ended, leaving him available and potentially willing to join Paul's camp.
As well, I think Josh Taylor as well. So that would be a guy that's potentially being brought in to work with Jake, but I don't know that Ben Davison would do that. I don't know if just as AJ leaves to go train with, and this is why I say Ben Davison, AJ has left to go and train with Usyk's team. Left Ben Davison, go train with Usyk's team. I don't know, because their relationship is so good, I don't know that Ben Davison would just turn coat on AJ and help somebody prepare for him. Don't think that would happen, unless it was like a Tyson Fury who he already had a relationship with. So that leaves another individual. That leaves Mr. Don Charles. Don Charles, British boxing trainer, known for coaching Derek Chisora, but also known for coaching one Daniel Dubois, who just so happened, as you see here in this little very small picture down on the right side here, just so happened to, as of earlier this year, absolutely chin and stop AJ in dramatic, epic fashion in AJ's triumphant return after AJ stopped Francis Ngannou and had all his confidence back and was fighting for a world title, and Daniel Dubois said, "No, sir, not tonight." If this is true, it makes things very interesting. Don Charles was in a pretty much chaotic camp. You guys remember with Daniel Dubois, it was like Daniel Dubois' dad was also kind of training him, which was an issue with Shane McGuigan when he was there. And then Don Charles came in and it was chaos in the corner, and Don was trying to coach and couldn't really do it. And a lot of people thought that Don didn't get his fair shake when it came to Daniel Dubois, and got a lot of the blame for Dubois losing to Usyk just a couple of months ago. But he is a very good trainer and a guy that just worked on a game plan to beat Anthony Joshua. Now again, Daniel Dubois is also 6'4" and 250 pounds with a crazy reach. So you can't teach Jake Paul that. What will Don Charles teach to Jake if that's the
While Paul's coaching experiments fuel debate podcast, host Henry shifts attention to the physical reality of this matchup. According to him, Jake Paul weighs around 227 pounds, while Anthony Joshua stands at approximately 245 pounds. At first glance, Paul may view a 20-pound difference as manageable. But Henry stresses that this fight is not about numbers on a scale. It's about stamina, experience, endurance, height, and overall ring maturity. Joshua is taller and vastly more seasoned in high-pressure environments. He has gone deep into championship-level rounds against world-class opponents, giving him a level of conditioning that Jake Paul has never needed to develop.
Whatever, and I'll still be able to go and fight MMA fighters and all that sort of thing. I think he well knows that he could lose against someone much worse than Joshua, so why not just do it? At the same time, Yeah, it's entirely possible he also thinks he could genuinely put a dent in Joshua and win this fight, which is mad. The other factors are the circumstances of the fight. You know, it's an 8-rounder, so Jake may even be thinking, well, maybe I can out-jab him for a round and run around. I'm quicker than him, potentially. Maybe my gas tank's better than his. Potentially, I can do this for 8 rounds. I'm going to say now I don't think his gas tank is better than AJ's, and there's another reason why that's definitely not going to be the case, in my opinion. But Jake might be telling himself this. Or worst case scenario, I am getting hurt. He is winning the fight, but I can run around for 8 rounds, make AJ look silly. I can frustrate him, get through it on points, on a points loss, which would be a giant win for Jake and a massive, massive loss for AJ if he just won this fight on points. The other thing is the fact that they're putting in a weight clause in this fight. So there is a maximum weight limit for the fight. Apparently, Anthony Joshua can't weigh more than 245 pounds. And just to give you context for what that means, Anthony Joshua's previous weights, Daniel Dubois, he was 252 and a quarter, Francis Ngannou, 252 and a half, Wallen 251, Helenius 250, Franklin 255, and then the Usyk fights, he was in the 240, so 240 and 244 and a half. Basically, it's a weight that Anthony Joshua hasn't been in 3 years, but also Anthony Joshua, as a heavyweight, has never had to cut weight. So even if he is in the 250s, let's say he's the same weight as Ngannou, it's a 7-pound water cut, which isn't really much when you're a man as big as Anthony Joshua, if indeed that's what he decides to do, rather than just taking the weight off anyway. And if he does decide to take the weight off anyway, what we'll see is someone who's got better stamina. But again, I think this gives Jake Paul confidence. He thinks, well, I'll come in probably around about 220. He was 227 when he fought Mike Tyson, so he'll probably be thinking, well, it might only be a 20-pound weight difference, which is not insurmountable. I'm talking as if I'm Jake Paul right now, just to reiterate. And if he does decide to cut water weight, which maybe they know Joshua's pretty big right now because he's not been fighting for a while. I think he's been in some sort of training camp. But another factor is Joshua's coming off the back of an elbow surgery. He had an issue